Hello, hello, hello. We start another live. Thanks for joining. I'm going to make sure that you can hear me. In 10 seconds, I'll be able to tell. How's everybody's day been going? Soon we will talk about the map, the villages. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, you can hear me. You can hear me. So thanks for joining. Happy Sunday, everyone. I do appreciate it. My name is Tim. We'll get into it and we'll talk about the live stream and what's going on in the villages. Let's take a look at the map of the villages. Here we have the brand new Veranda Home neighborhood, Ocala Verandas North. You can see all the view lots have been sold. All these view lots are gone. Lots of people like the view sites. Facing east with a view, with a golf course, prime location. I think these are going to be prime homes to own on that retention pond. And then this is going to be quiet neighborhood back in here with the golf course. So you have some homes for sale facing west. Do they have any pictures? Oh, let's take a look. Does this one have pictures? No. This one has a picture. Let's see what they look like. Veranda homes. For those new to the channel, the veranda home will have a enclosed yard, fenced in yard. Let's take a look at what the pictures of this home look like. There you have your concrete wall. You do have another veranda home behind you. I wonder if any of the view lots have pictures. Let's see. Does any of these have a picture? This one does. This one has pictures. Let's take a look at it. Look at that view. Awesome. Facing east. This is a late afternoon picture. You're in your lanai. It is shaded. You look out over the retention pond, over at those designer homes. Sun is shining on those. You can see the lanais on those designer homes are full sun right there. And you're in your lanai facing east in the shade, having your drink of choice. You're comfortable. It's 88 degrees Fahrenheit. You have your ceiling fan on. It's perfectly comfortable in this lanai, and across the retention pond in that designer home lanai, it is uncomfortable because the sun is shining in your face. You're going to need to put in a $2,000 window shade. And even at that, then you can't see outside very well. So at the end of the day, when you have a west-facing lanai, you can't see out of it because the sun is in your eyes, or you're going to have a shade down. That's why I'm stressing east-facing lanai. Perfect. No reason not to sit in there and enjoy. You can look out, you can see things. There's no sun in your eyes. I think these are perfect. I think those east-facing lanais over a retention pond, they're hard to come by. That's why those homes sold super quickly. Awesome view. Excellent home site. Let's take a look at the lanais. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I think these are the best veranda homes in the best direction with that view lot. Look at this. This is going to be your primary bedroom, maybe? There's no carpet in there. Look at that. Why is that? No carpet in the primary bedroom? No carpet? Look at this. Primary bedroom, no carpet. And somebody made a comment on one of my videos saying that the view sites, there's no carpet. Are we starting to see a transition? The villages transitioning homes from carpeting to the composite. I think you're going to see that coming. I think this is the first step. I think in the very near future, you're not going to see carpeting in the homes. And somebody commented saying there is carpeting in some of the homes on the interior lots, the homes without the view, they still had carpet. But something tells me, just economies of scale tell me that rather than working with two different materials, carpeting and composite, to me, if you're building 4,000 homes a year, you want to minimize your material list. And when I worked in manufacturing, I always worked with our purchasing department. How can we squeeze down our item master and manufacture our products with the fewest amount of components because you get efficiencies? This is no different. Why would you want to have carpeting and composite? Just put composite in everything. That's why the villages put in quartz countertops. Why have different materials? You're compressing that item master list to have fewer components to manage. It's just easier and more efficient to manage. And then you quantity buy all of this, and putting composite plank in is probably going to be as cheap as carpeting once you start squeezing and minimizing all the different components and you start quantity buying. I think you're going to see that in the future. It just, to me, it just makes sense from an accounting, finance, product cost point of view. But these, I think, are perfect. Facing east, that is what you want. You want to be able to sit in your lanai in the late afternoon, have your drink of choice, look out over the retention pond, no sun in your eyes. You don't have to worry about putting the sunshade down. And when you put the sunshade down, you can't see out. Why would anybody want? You come to Florida for the view. You don't come to Florida to have sun in your eyes and pull a shade down and sit in a lanai that's probably 10 degrees warmer than this lanai. And that's why I'm stressing east facing lanais. I'm sure I have comments now. Hello, hello. Oh, we got commenters loud and clear. Hello, Craig. Hello, Sips, Shannon, and T from Texas. You're in Texas. You're in LaGrange, Texas. And that's where the famous song ZZ Top, LaGrange, one of my favorite songs of all time, ZZ Top, LaGrange. Check it out. Or are you too young for that? You're probably too young for a ZZ Top, LaGrange. We can't stand wells because they remind us of cheap apartments we had. Well, some of the walls that they, this is like the first time they had white walls. Most of the time it's like a tan colored wall. Most of the time the walls are tan, but this is the first time I've seen white. But I don't mind the white. I'm a white neutral kind of guy. Tan or white, a lot of times the walls are colored like a tan or almost a burnt orange color. It doesn't matter. I kind of like the white. Yep, almost everyone likes a water view. Yeah. Nice rooms may have no carpet in them. Yeah. Only the homes with the view sites had no carpet, according to one of my subscribers' comments. And we'll verify that. We'll go in and take a look. In Texas, no one has put carpet in bedrooms for 8 years. I can understand living in Wisconsin like I did when it's 20 degrees below zero in winter. Carpeting in the bedroom is nice. And when I remodeled my home about 10 years ago in Wisconsin, I had waterproof plank flooring throughout the entire house except the bedroom. I put carpeting in there because it gets 20 below zero. and the floors get cold. But I was even kicking around the idea of putting vinyl or waterproof flooring in the bedrooms. I agree. In Florida, why do you have carpeting? It's 110 degrees out with 110% humidity. You don't want carpeting in Florida. Profit is profit. Are you now watching the live from your brand new home? No walls. Yep, almost. Everyone likes a water view. I lost my spot. Howdy Profit. Are you back in Delaware? There's a Saginaw identical ours, except that they did not install any carpet in this new build in Oak Hollow. I think you're going to see that more often. The no carpeting is coming. The Villages is going to finally wake up and realize that they cannot save a lot of money by installing carpeting. And that's the only reason people put carpeting in their homes, is because it's cheaper than any other type of surface. But when you're building 4,000 homes a year like the Villages is, I don't think the cost difference between composite plank and carpeting is going to be much. It might be like $10 a home or something, if that. So please, Villages, please, I know you're watching. I know the Villages is watching my channel. Please, Villages, you have at least 23 people on my live stream, including myself, that want you to put composite plank flooring throughout your homes. It's universal. If anybody likes carpeting on my live stream, leave a comment below. Don't be afraid to raise your hand and be different. Just leave a comment. I want the Villages to keep carpeting in the homes in Florida. I like to walk around on carpeting when it's 110 degrees outside with 110% humidity. Just leave those comments down below. We're not going to make fun of you. We would like to know why. At least I would. I like ours better, even though I had to get rid of the carpeting. Our yard is, yeah, your yard is awesome, Profit. Come on. A corner lot is always nice. Because in the Villages, elbow room and space is a premium. You want your space, your elbow room, your corner lots. Some people want the sun, not me personally. Who'd want the sun? You can't sit in that lanai without having sunglasses on and the sun beating off your face. You live in an east-facing lanai. You live in somebody's lanai, so you're homeless. Shannon, are you homeless? We have somebody homeless on the live stream. Your husband's a guitarist? LaGrange. ZZ Top LaGrange. I just did one of my TikTok videos using ZZ Top LaGrange. It's one of my favorite songs. Hello, all handpicked. Suzette is in the house. Suzette just bought a house. Congratulations, Suzette. Can you leave in the comments below what house you bought? You bought a wood-framed house, if I remember. Available in all the interior head carpet lots. View lots, no carpet. Yes, yes. Cruising, you're the one that told me that. I'll verify that. I'll go to one of those other houses just to prove you right. The Profits in Delaware. I saw Saginaw initially. No, it's not even as a pending. Yeah, sometimes the Villages will list a home and they'll take it off. I've noticed that, and it's not pending. The Villages always watching. Yes, trust me, the Villages is always watching. Hi, Villages. How are you doing? How's the life in the marketing team? Yeah, I saw it Friday. Yeah, sometimes the Villages will list a home, they'll take it off. I think maybe sometimes they find imperfections, defects, and they want to go in and fix things. Maybe that's the reason why, but I've seen it many times before. Well, they'll list a house and they'll take it off for some reason. You'll see it back on the market shortly. No carpet. Shannon is a no carpet. Raise your hand if you're no carpet people. I'm raising my hand. Some people want a sunny lanai. Some people want carpet in the bedroom. Oh my God, Craig. Who would want a sunny lanai? How bad is the sun this time of year through April? It's Florida. It's sunny all the time. The only time you'd want a lanai facing west in Florida is probably the months of November, December, January, February, maybe March, because then you could possibly take the sun sitting in a west-facing lanai. Yes, no carpets in the bedroom. This was the reason why we bought the Serenity in Isabella. Oh, you bought the Serenity, Suzette. You're going to like that house. I like the Isabella Garden Villas. I actually like them. They had high ceilings throughout, no carpeting, lots of windows, floor to ceiling type windows. That's what I like. Shannon is homeless. She said she's living in somebody's lanai facing east. At least you don't have to bear the unbearable sun. Oh my God. Okay, let's see. What? I hate the software. Not me, just saying some do. I know there was a subscriber of mine who doesn't watch my channel anymore, by the way, uh, who purchased a home with a west-facing lanai, and she said she wanted the sun. And I scratched my head and I thought, But she lived in Illinois. She lived in Chicago, where they never saw sun. So she wants to go to Florida and experience the sun. Well, she's going to get an experience of her lifetime. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. North-facing lanai, second best location. Direction is north, first is east. So you're going to have good time in that north-facing lanai, no doubt. You made the right choice, north-facing. Although it's technically northwest, because you corrected me. It's like 1 degree northwest. And then he corrected me. I said, it's north. And he said, no, it's northwest. It's off 1 degree. I said, you're splitting frog's hairs. It's north enough. Lots of Susan reference. Suzette's Costanza. I didn't read a Costanza. What? Suzette. Yes, no carpets. This is one reason we bought. Sorry, no. Frank Costanza. I don't know. I can't remember Jerry Seinfeld. I did watch it, but I don't remember Jerry Seinfeld. So let's go back to the map. But this is what you want. Right here on your picture, east-facing lanai over retention pond, watching the people trying to avoid the sun across the way in their west-facing lanais. That's what you're trying to do with your life in the villages. I'm not homeless. I do have a house and acreage. Well, you just said you live in somebody else's lanai. That's, to me, that's the definition of homeless. North-facing lanai was pretty, okay, what am I doing here? I'm from Chicago. My first Florida house had a west-facing. Brutal. See? I'm from Wisconsin. I would have expected the same. You know, we don't see the sun in Wisconsin or Chicago. There's no sun up there. So you buy a home in Florida, the Sunshine State. You want to buy a west-facing lanai because you want the sun. And then you move there, and then the months of May, June, July, August, September, October roll around, and you can't handle sitting in your lanai because the sun is so intense and the humidity is just off the charts. You love this Costanza quotes. You do. All right. So homeless Shannon likes the Costanza quotes. So anybody, please leave more Costanza quotes, because this live is now going to be nicknamed Let's Entertain Shannon from LaGrange, Texas live. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a simple joke. The village is the safest community in Florida. Yes, it is, unless you have a west-facing line where you'll be burnt. Totally agree. Totally agree. Absolutely, 100% agree with that. Olds, yes. It is the safest community except for the sun. So let's look at this. So we're going to take a look at some lanais. Look at this. beautiful lanai facing east. And look at these people in the designer homes across the way. Look at full sun right in their grill. Look at that. Now imagine it is June 14th of next year, and you're sitting in this lanai. The temperatures are 90, 98 degrees Fahrenheit with a feel like temperature of 110 degrees. And now you want to sit in that lanai. Just imagine that. But I like these homes. They are perfect. They are absolutely perfect. That's why they're selling so fast. Perfect location. So we're going to view some of these interior lots. Let's look at this lot, Monroe. Oh, no picture. Let's look at this one. This is a west-facing lanai. I think it's more important to have the east-facing lanai if you have a retention pond view, because if you have a wall, that might shade a little bit, but not much. So here, this is your west-facing lanai. You're still going to have sun come beating in there, but they took this on a cloudy day, the way it looks. So let's look at the carpeting situation. So far, so good, Villages. If you're listening, and I know you are, there you have composite plank flooring. Good job. Good job. We got thumbs up so far. High ceilings, neutral paint, beautiful patio doors. So far, thumbs up, Villages. The Villages, another thumbs up. You have ceiling fan. So far, thumbs up. And when we see something we don't like, we're going to give it a thumbs down. So far, the Villages, thumbs up. Thumbs up. Nice chandeliers, quartz countertops, thumbs up there, Villages. What is this? Okay, thumbs up, stainless appliances. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Composite plank flooring. Get ready for the thumbs down. Pretty soon you're going to get the thumbs down. So far, thumbs up, Villages. Awesome job. Thumbs down. No, get rid of this carpeting. Please get rid of it. Oh my God. You just took a beautiful $500,000 house and you absolutely ruined it. You got a thumbs up for the large walk-in Roman shower with a window that's tiled. Thumbs up. And I like the bigger tile. I like the bigger rectangular tile in the shower. I'm not a subway tile kind of guy in the shower. There's just too many grout lines to clean, because eventually you're going to have to clean grout lines. And if you put a subway tile in here, you're going to spend a month cleaning grout lines with subway tile. So I like the larger tile in the shower. I like subway tile on the backsplash of the kitchen, maybe. Again, carpeting, but they get a thumbs up for the cathedral ceiling, and they get the thumbs down for the carpet. Bifold doors, raised panel, they get a thumbs up. Again, you get a thumbs up for the larger tile in the surround and the quartz countertops. And here's the thumbs up, back, thumbs down for the carpeting. You get a thumbs up for the cabinets. So overall, they used to make these walls like like a tan, brown, burnt orange. I actually kind of like the white better. Let me know in the comments below what you think. So there you have it. Overall, the Villages is doing good. I think the Villages is doing good. I think they're making corrections. Where are we? I said I want to live this so badly. I'd settle for living like a squatter in someone's east-facing lanai. But the question, Shannon, you want to live in the Villages so badly, you'd be willing to live like a squatter in an east-facing lanai. Would you be willing to live like a squatter in somebody's west-facing lanai? That is the question. Think long and hard before you answer. Don't forget a lithium cart that can spontaneously combine. What about the weather in the Philippines? Yes, it's hot here. And there is absolutely no carpeting in any of these buildings. It's all tile. Everything is tile here. The deck on the swimming pool is tile. It's not even the stone. Like in the villages, you have those stone squares on the swimming pool deck. Here it's tile. Condos, buildings, tile. The homes, everything is tile. It's like a marble tile too. There's no carpeting here. None. Absolutely none. Yeah, it's hot here. It's actually hotter here than in Florida year round. In Florida, it cools down in November, December, January, February, March. Here, it never cools down. What is Oval saying that's so funny? Oval said something funny. What did Oval say? Anyway, what do we have here? Profit. Good reminder of the lithium for a golf cart. And yeah, you cannot believe how hot these garages get in summertime. I could not believe how hot they get. That's why I'm surprised so many villagers have laundry in their garage. Those garages get so hot that anything that is made of medium to light plastic will melt in the garage. That's where your car is. But if you put things in the attic of your garage, pretty much everything will melt up there. That's how hot it gets in Florida. I can't stress it enough how hot it gets in Florida. I agree with Tim's thumbs up and thumbs down. Oh, thank you, Sharon. You have to answer, would you live in somebody's west-facing lanai? That's the question. There are already resales in Eastport. I thought they had to wait. Yeah, I'm going to show that on the map. I noticed that, Pete, yesterday when I was looking at the village's map. Oh, let's take a look at it now. There are a lot of pre-owned homes for sale in the Eastport area. Check it out. Lots of pre-owned. I was going to actually do a video on them. Look at all the pre-owned homes. You even have a pre-owned patio villa on Opal for $329. You have the 1.3 million. I brought you that earlier. Then you have the Oriole C 644. Then you have a Charlotte for 529.9. This Charlotte seems high price, but it's on a pond view. Let's check it out. Charlotte model courtyard villa, 1,497 square feet. Pre-owned 529.9. Village of Shady Brook. It's a good location. So what does this say? Pond front courtyard, Raleigh model, has larger kitchen. The open floor plan shows the kitchen, private lanai, second guest suite. So it doesn't look much different. Let's look at the pictures. So you have the stone landscaping. Again, if I'm buying this home, it doesn't matter what your real estate agent tells you. If you're buying this home, you need to check that ADRC approved this landscaping. And by the way, this is a Robolini palm tree. This is like one of the most popular palms that the villagers put in. Everybody wants to buy a Robolini palm because they're a little bit smaller. They do get larger than this, but not much larger. So they don't grow like 50 feet tall or anything. They stay short. They look cute. And it's like a clump birch tree where I come from, but this is like a clump palm tree. And everybody wants the Robolini palm. But if you're buying this pre-owned home, verify with ADRC that this stone landscaping has been approved. So let's take a look. It looks like a nice house so far. I thought we looked at this house once before. There's your courtyard villa with the pond. But this one is facing, is it northeast, I think? Yeah, I did a video on this house already. It's this house here, this brown one. Very nice. Yeah, this house has been on the market a while. It's probably overpriced. So keep in mind, are these floors composite or are they vinyl? That's the question. We'll look later. Because some of the homes in Shady Brook, they didn't have the composite back then. They were using a vinyl plank floor back in the Shady Brook days. And this is not the larger, yeah, this has the larger kitchen and smaller living room. I like the Charlotte model. I'm not sure I like this brown plank floor. I'm not into this brown. Something tells me, though, that Shannon from Texas will like this brown because that is kind of a rustic, Western Texas looking brown. Let me know if that's the case. I'm not into that brown. I'm more into the light grays. So there's your lanai. So there you have the shade. You see the shade in the lanai, and the sun starts right out there in the yard. That's where it should be. See the shade in the lanai. You're sitting here. This looks like a midday, mid-afternoon type of a picture. Probably 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon kind of a picture. And you can sit in your lanai. No issues. Perfect. And you can sit there and have a drink. And if it's 98 degrees out and you turn the fan on, you might be able to sit out here for more than 10 minutes because it's shaded. Now, if this lanai was facing west, you could not sit out here for more than 30 seconds. And that's the point I'm making with the direction of the lanai. So there you have the composite walls. Very nice. Very nice home. Very, very nice. Awesome. Yeah, that's kind of what you want. Oh, that's an aerial shot. Very nice. So, and let's double check the direction of that home. That home is facing northeast. Perfect. For those that can't decide between north or east, you get the northeast lanai. And that's why you have shade, and that's why you could at least tolerate it for maybe 10 minutes in there during the summertime. But there are a lot of pre-owned homes. I noticed that too. What is this? I believe you can sell, just not make a profit on it. Yeah, that's right. You can sell the home. It's just that you cannot make the profit. You essentially give the profit back to the villages. And what a lot of people do, and I've seen it already, is they sell the home with a contingency to close like in 3 months or 6 months from now so they can get that profit. So a lot of those homes, I think, are being sold, and they tell the buyer, hey, you cannot close on the home for another 3 months, 6 months until that 1 year time limit is up. I think that's going on quite a bit. They have to appeal to the typical northerner retirees. If you don't want carpet, buy a lot and build. Correct. Correct. The fear is overblown. Gas carts are more likely to combust from what I read. Yeah, I see a lot of Gulf car fires in the villages, actually. Well, not a lot, but it seems like, maybe 2 or 3 times a year, a Gulf car will start on fire in the villages. And I'm not sure if it's a gas or if it's electric. I think they're gas. I'm not sure, but it is. And my gas Gulf car is brand new. It's a 2022 Yamaha Quiet Tech. And what they do with the Quiet Tech, it's a gas Gulf car. And what they do with the Quiet Tech Gulf cars is they enclose the engine compartment with foam to keep it quiet. And that engine compartment it's almost airtight. And it gets so hot. And when I drive for more than 10 minutes in my Gulf car, my seat starts getting hot. I can feel the heat from that engine heating up my seat. So what I ended up doing was I put a small vent. I drilled a hole, about a 3-inch hole in the back of my Gulf car, and I put a stainless vent in the back of my Gulf car to keep that engine compartment cooler. Those gas Gulf cars, those Quiet Techs, they heat up really fast and they stay hot. So I could see where a gas one will blow up too. Upon no squatting in one. Smart choice, Shannon. You don't want to squat in a west-facing lanai. You cannot handle it. Those houses in Water's Edge Shady River are past a year old. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But the home that's not would be this one right here. I don't think this is a year. I don't think this one's a year either. This Oriole C. So this is considered a pre-owned home. So let's read. You might read in here that says closing in 6 months or something like that. I thought I read something somewhere. Families dual sinks. Uh, Maybe it's in the features section. Somewhere on one of these homes, I thought I saw closing in 6 months so they can collect the. Uh, this is the expanded one, lights. This one doesn't have a contingency to close at a specific date. This one might have had. I thought one of these had one that said closings. Expensive water view. I thought one of these I thought I saw. Anyway, but sometimes they do that. Anyway, yeah. But I've noticed that, and this is when I'm going to come in. 2 years, 3 years down the road, uh, old man Tim is going to say, I kind of like the Eastport area. I think I want to live near Eastport, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to look at all of these pre-owned homes. There's going to be a ton of them for sale, and then I'm going to say, oh, okay, now Eastport's up and running. The restaurants are there. Life is good. All the rec centers are open. All of the executive golf courses are now open, and then old man Tim is going to come down to the Eastport area and buy a pre-owned home. That's probably what's going to happen. But I don't want to go through the pain and agony of waiting for Eastport to open and all these golf courses to open. And if you caught my video yesterday, you'll know that there's only 2 executive golf courses serving all of these people. There's only 2 open ones. But they have plans for 4 more executive golf courses here. That's going to take another year or 2. So that's the reason I'm waiting. Is I just want to see what's going to go on in this area. Some people are telling me there could be apartments built here. I just want to see what's going on before I commit to an area. And to me, it's not important to have a brand new home. I know a lot of people want the brand new shiny home. To me, that's not a big important factor. More important to me is knowing what this is going to be like, knowing what's open, when it's open, golf courses, all of that. And I really just don't want to wait. I'm impatient. I'll be the first one to admit. I want it now. I'm that kind of guy. Profit. I wonder if insurance companies charge more for attachment. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't recall my home insurance company asking me about my golf car. I don't recall them asking. And if they're not asking, chances are they're not charging more. Yeah, it seems like the resales are higher and people are trying to capitalize on making money, kind of like Profit might do if he has too much pickleball noise. He's going to resell his house in 12 months for more money. That's because what I've been saying on my videos, everybody wants to live right next to that town square. And those homes in the Water's Edge area, in the LaGrange area, in the Shady Brook area, these are all going to be premium homes. This is all premium sites. All in here, all going to be premium. It's going to be like the village of Charlotte, I think, up in Lake Sumter Landing. Everybody wants to live in the village of Charlotte, Lake Sumter Landing. When a home opens up for sale there, it gets sold like immediately. So up here, Lake Sumter Landing, my stomping grounds more so. Here's Lake Sumter Landing, right in here. Right here's Lake Sumter Landing. This is Lake Sumter Landing. So you have all of these homes in here. And this is the most homes I've ever seen for sale. Here's a $2.3 million home on Lake Sumter. All of these homes usually sell quickly, especially homes like here. This is, I think, Virginia Trace. I'm not sure. But like here, these are courtyard villas. Notice you don't see any courtyard villas here for sale in the Elizabeth Villas. You have a patio villa neighborhood down in here as well. And the minute a patio villa comes on the market for sale, it sells immediately right here. This is a patio villa neighborhood. The Cayley Villas right here. You don't see anything for sale because they're so close to Lake Sumter. That's what's going to happen down in Eastport. And I just wanted to let you know, by the way, when I watched some of those new Eastport videos that were released, Eastport reminds me exactly like Lake Sumter Landing. When I looked at Eastport, I said, oh my God, they recreated Lake Sumter Landing in the South. Absolutely love it. It just looked and felt like Lake Sumter Landing from those videos. I was like, my God, finally, they made a town square with a decent sized lake that's attractive and appealing, unlike Brownwood. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think Brownwood is the ugliest, most unattractive town square in the Villages. That's one of the reasons I didn't want to live near Brownwood. And at the time I was buying a home, everybody wanted to be by Brownwood. And I'm thinking, why do you want to live next to Brownwood? It's ugly. It's nasty. There's no shade there. So I'm glad to see they went back to the Lake Sumter Landing model and they built Eastport, because this is an attractive area. You got some water, you got a rec center, you got a performing arts center over here in Middleton. That's why Eastport's the place to be. And I still don't understand why people like Brownwood. I just don't get Brownwood. I don't understand Brownwood at all. I do like that brown floor. I knew it. I knew Shannon, the Texan, would like that brown floor because everything in Texas is cowboy hats and brown floors. I've noticed that when I was in Texas. It's kind of like the color of a saddle, right? No additional risk for electric. Yeah, I don't think there is, Craig. Most are higher priced than new. Yeah, I agree. It's because they're trying to cash in on the allure. And that's what we're thinking too. A couple of years, we might be ready for pre-owned Eastport corridor. Yeah, that's most likely what I'm going to do. Wait a few years. Wait for the stores to open. Wait for the shopping. Wait for the golf courses to open, and then you make your move down there. But until then, you live comfortably as a squatter in an east-facing lanai. You're comfortable right where you are. No need to rush into Eastport. Those homes will be there in 2 years from now. There'll be still some available for sale. Might not be brand new, but you'll be able to buy a reasonably new home in 2 years in Eastport with the comfort and the features of the town square being open, the restaurants being open, executive golf courses being open. That's how I'm going to go about it. Bel Air is open. Yes, Bel Air is open. At the time I made the video yesterday, I wasn't sure if it was open or not. So Bel Air is open. And we can go to that map. Let's share this tab. So here we have the Vanes map. I knew this would come up. And Craig is telling me that Bel Air, so what you have here is the southern part of the Villages. This is Eastport right through here, right? Isn't this Eastport? Yes. This is Edenfield, where the Woodlands Championship Golf Course is. Do I have to make it bigger? Yeah, I can make it bigger. So the Woodlands is a championship golf course. That's the red dot. The Meadowview, I don't think that's open yet. That's also a championship golf course. That's going to be in one of those new villages that's east of Eastport. And then you have Bel Air. This is your executive golf course. And then you have Laurel Oak. Is Laurel Oak open? That's executive golf. I think that's open, right? So Laurel Oak and Bel Air are open, executive. But that is it. You only have 2 executive golf courses for the masses. You're talking all these people in Shady Brook, Water's Edge, Well Point, LaGrange. You have Edenfield. You have a ton of people down here trying to vie for tee times for 2 executive golf courses. But over here in the village of Long Prairie, Look at them. You got 4 executive golf courses on the horizon. The Lakes, Beauty Berry, what a name that is. Honeysuckle, Timberland. All your executive golf courses is going to be over here in the village of Long Prairie. That's the reason I'm not moving to Eastport. I don't want to wait 2 years for executive golf. And these 2 executive golf courses are going to have long wait times for tee times. You're going to have to plan your tee time like 2 months in advance to get onto those courses. So I thought this was a cool map. This is on the Vayens.com website, Vayens. Bill and Bob Vayens. This is public information. They have a bunch of different maps. This is the map that I've been using to figure out what unit numbers that these new villages are in. Check this out. Look at this map that he's got on here. He's got areas on the map that don't even exist. Nobody even knows this yet. Look at this red patch. Oh, this is called Middleton. So this red outline is Middleton. Did you know Middleton is that big? And I thought I saw something recently that they're going to expand Middleton. Look at how big Middleton is. Middleton is going to be bigger than Shady Brook, Moultrie Creek, and Water's Edge combined. Look at how large Middleton is going to be someday. Huge. That's going to be enormous. So these maps are awesome. So thank you for the subscriber who pointed me in the direction. But look at the size of Middleton compared to the rest of the villages. So keep in mind, everyone, Middleton is going to be big and it's non-age restricted. So you're going to have all these non-age restricted people coming in. They're going to come in from the Florida Turnpike. So let's do a drive-by. So here's the Florida Turnpike right here. So the people are going to be coming up from Claremont, from Orlando, Florida. They're going to be coming up from the south. They're going to turn left on County Road 470. They're going to drive right through Water's Edge, right? And then they're going to come over here and they're going to come tooling down Bar Boulevard and they're going to go right into Middleton because it's non-age restricted. And then what you're going to have up here is the city of Leesburg, Florida, is somewhere up in here. You're going to have people come driving down from Leesburg, Florida, and they're going to be on the turnpike. Then they're going to turn right, and they're going to hit 470 coming through Water's Edge, probably turning left onto Bar Boulevard because that's going to be a cut through, and they're going to go into Middleton. So Bar Boulevard, my prediction, Bar Boulevard is going to be like a super highway someday of people driving through, cutting through to get into Middleton. Just be aware of that. That's why you might consider living in Long Prairie away from Bar Boulevard. They might be using, what is this? Bexley Trail too. Bexley Trail. So yeah, more I think of it, more, Bexley Trail is going to be the super highway someday. So I would stay away from Bexley Trail, living in Bexley Trail. I think that's going to be a super highway someday. And you're going to have a lot of outsiders coming in. You're going to have a lot of locals coming in. That's what makes me a little afraid. Eastport makes me a little nervous because it's going to be so easy access for the locals to come in. It's going to be kind of like a Spanish Springs. And if you know anything about the villages in Spanish Springs, a lot of the locals go up to Spanish Springs and they patronize those restaurants and bars, and they create a lot of trouble. That's why I try to stay away from Spanish Springs because, especially at night, Spanish Springs can get scary. I'm afraid that Eastport might get scary at night because of the easy access for all the locals. It's another reason I'm hesitant to buy down here. I'm looking into the future, 10 years in the future, and I'm thinking, my God, is Eastport going to be another Spanish Springs? Because I go to Sumter Landing. I go to Sumter Landing periodically, and Sumter Landing, I meet a lot of people, a lot of locals. They go to Sumter Landing, and they live in Leesburg. They live in Oxford, Florida. They live in Lady Lake, Florida. And they are locals. and they go to Sumter Landing. And Sumter Landing is kind of hard to get to if you're a local, and it's not that easy to get to Sumter Landing. Spanish Springs, easy to get to. It's just off of 27-441. You just turn left, turn right, and you're right at Spanish Springs. It's right off the highway, just like Eastport. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that Eastport's going to turn into a Spanish Springs in 10 years from now. And that I wouldn't consider to be actually a great thing. What's your thoughts on paying off your bond? Well, I guess the math is you pay it off if you plan on living in that house the rest of your life. You pay it off. But most villagers move 3 times. If you're going to move 3 times, don't pay it off. It's as simple as that. So you have to have your crystal ball. And I'm one of these guys, I don't like to move. That's another reason I'm not moving into Eastport, because I just don't want to. Anytime the way I look at real estate is anytime you move, you buy a house, sell a house, you're losing something. You're losing money. I don't like giving commissions away to real estate agents. I don't like paying closing fees. So anytime you make a real estate transaction, it's costly. It can cost you. Yeah, obviously you can, your home appreciates in value and you just take some of that appreciation, but that still rubs me wrong. So I'm one of these guys that likes to buy and stay a long time, if not forever. I know that's, it's, most people don't do that. It's hard to believe. It's hard to think about, but it's a retirement community. Chances are someday, I'm not going to live in Florida forever. Maybe I move back to Wisconsin someday. I don't know. So I think if you plan on being in Florida and the Villages for a long time, then pay it off. Otherwise, don't. I call it the bond paradox. And another reason I don't want to buy into Eastport is because all the homes have bonds. The home I bought was pre-owned. It did not have a bond. And I don't want to get into a bond paradox where I have to decide, do I pay it off? Do I not pay it off? And right now, I don't have to worry about that. It's another reason I'm not moving to Eastport is because I just don't want the stress to figure out, do I want to pay the bond off? Do I not want to pay the bond off? Am I going to stay there? Am I not going to stay there? So I'm comfortable where I am. I don't need to make a decision about the bond and the bond paradox, whether you're going to pay the bond off or not. So I'm probably just not making a decision and staying where I am. But I think someday Eastport and the way the videos look is it looks like Lake Sumter South. But it's also going to have, I think it's also going to have the some of the features of Spanish Springs in that it's going to have easy access for the locals, and that is going to be to be determined if that is going to be a good thing or a bad thing. So it's the bond paradox. There's no right answer. Basically, if you're going to pay the bond off, there's no right answer. There just isn't. We tried the electric car thing, buying a Tesla. It left us stranded at the pair. Hey, that's why I don't buy electric golf cars, because I had an electric golf car in the Villages on a lifestyle stay. It left me stranded. I vowed I'd never buy another electric golf car or use electric golf car again. We'll be buying. Yeah, I agree. That's why I bought a gas golf car, because my rule of thumb is if I buy a car or a golf car and it leaves me stranded, I get rid of it immediately. Even if it's a car. If I buy a car and it would leave me stranded on the side of the road, I'll get rid of it, because I'm not taking a chance it's going to leave me stranded again. So when I had the electric golf car on the lifestyle stay, it left me stranded. I vowed at that point I would never buy an electric golf car. So I bought a gas. And so far, it's never left me stranded. There are 2 more executive openings soon across from my Berry Beauty and Huckleberry. Oh, really? Berry Beauty and Huckleberry are opening soon, according to the subscriber here. Berry Beauty and honeysuckle. Is that what he said? Berry Beauty and Huckleberry. Well, it's actually called honeysuckle. It's called honeysuckle is what it's called. But these two golf courses are opening soon. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So then you'll have 4 executive golf courses to serve all these people. That's getting better. That's getting awesome better. Sam Propane, thank you, Sam. Is Sam on? Yeah, Sam is the decibel reader. Thank you for reading decibels. Doing my best to go silent unless Tim is wrong. Yeah, you correct me, Sam, when I'm wrong. I may state things that and sound like I'm right, but a lot of times I'm wrong. We love the carpet in the bedrooms. Oh no, Mo. Mo. You do not love carpet in the bedrooms. You're kidding me. Thumbs up for carpeting, Mo. You're kidding. Are you kidding? How long have you lived in Florida? You will get to pay more in 2 years from now, just like you explained in Lake Sumter. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. We are moving there next year. Seriously, you want carpeting? The Woodlands opens in 6 days. I thought it was already open. Okay, well, that's good. I'll be buying a view lot on Meadowview late next year or early 27. Meadowview? Meadowview? Where the hell's that? Let's go back up to the map. Meadowview. Where's the Meadowview? Where's my map? Is this it? No, is this it? No, where's my map? This is it. Is this it? Yeah, I think this is it. Meadowview. Maybe it's not it. Yeah, layout subdivisions. Where's Meadowview? Where's the map that has the names on it? Where's the map with the names on it? Where'd it go? Veins, where'd you put that map with the names on it? Is it here? Yeah, here it is. Veins got some crazy maps going on here. All right, Veins, Meadowview. Where's Meadowview? These maps are hard. Meadowview. I don't see a Meadowview. There's a Farmstead and a Bradshaw Merritt Field. Long Prairie. I don't see a Meadowview. Did you type it wrong? Meadowview. I don't see a Meadowview on the map. So, 5 in no time. Okay, we'll see about that in a month. Okay, can anyone live in Middleton? I thought you had to be. Yeah, it's basically for the employees of the villages and the contractors. But I'm not sure if I know the villages, and I think I know the villages. I don't think they're going to be very strict on that, but maybe they are. I don't know. But the rule is to be an employee of the villages or a contractor. But again, it depends on how strict they enforce those rules. And in the past, with other things, in at least the age-restricted area, there's a lot of rules that they don't enforce. So who knows? The south end of Middleton, really? So now Middleton is going to be a commingled. You're kidding me. So now Middleton, he's saying, Craig is saying that the southern end of this is going to be age restricted. So now Middleton is going to be commingled, age restricted, non-age restricted. Interesting. It's going to be hard to keep track of all of that. Uh, 466 and 466A. Well, I don't know. Maybe it could be. Maybe. I don't know about ever. Let's see this map. Maybe. You don't think you're going to have retail and stores all along 470 in here? I think you will. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe. I think this is all going to be retail and stuff through here. But it is busy up there on 466. I'll give you that. Especially with Costco up there now. Don't forget to like Tim's videos and subscribe. Well, thank you, Cruising for the Olds. I met a couple in Lake Sumter that were from outside the village and not sure that there's anything wrong with that. Another Seinfeld quote. See, you were in Lake Sumter. There's a lot of outsiders that come into the town squares. And there's going to be a lot of them if the town square is easy access, like Spanish Springs and like Eastport. I think you're going to have a lot of outsiders there, especially with Middleton there. You don't know if there's anything wrong with that. Shouldn't be, but you never know. But I get what you're saying about locals. I watched Skip Smith. I think Skip was the very first YouTuber in the villages I started watching like 10 years ago. I think he was the first one. And then I started watching Gold Wignut. There was a funny story about Skip Smith and his news channel. He brought a news article to, it was about a year and a half ago. He did a news article about a chiropractor that was at Lake Sumter Landing, where actually a chiropractor that got thrown in jail for groping women up at Spanish Springs. This is a year and a half ago. He was from Ohio. I think he was from Ohio, and he got arrested in Spanish Springs for groping women, I think. And Skip Smith did a video on it on his news channel. And that same chiropractor I met at Lake Sumter that very same evening. Earlier in the evening, I met that chiropractor. He was in the villages for like 2 or 3 days looking at homes. And he was drinking a lot. And I talked to him for like a half hour. And then I went home at like, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night. And apparently he must have gone up to Spanish Springs, and it was like midnight or 1 a.m. when he got into trouble. And that's another thing. Some of those bars in Spanish Springs stayed open until midnight or 1 a.m. to serve the locals. So he got himself into trouble and got thrown in jail. And I thought it was hilarious or concerning that I had a beer or two with that guy at Lake Sumter the very same night that he got thrown in jail. All the over 70 not in my backyard people, it gets a bit goofy. Agree, Sam. I would never pay off the bond early from meth. Yeah, I would lean not to pay it off because chances are in 5 or 10 years you're going to get health issues. You're going to want to move back to your home state. And I would also not pay the bond off because 99% of the villagers don't pay the bond off. And when you do go to sell your home, you're going to be competing up against a home that had the bond, that didn't have the bond paid off. And that home that didn't have the bond paid off will probably sell before your home will. So I would lean slightly toward not paying it off, although it would drive me crazy. Each and every year I made a payment that I'm paying interest and administration charges. That would probably be my final answer. Either I think Tim made a great case on a previous for not paying off the bond. Yeah, our Model 3 has been amazing. Just can't leave it unplugged at the airport. It takes a little more planning, but it's been amazing. Okay. Electric golf car, I think. What time is it? Hour and 14 minutes. Electric with that way I have a conversation with my passenger. You're not getting them. Yeah, they are really quiet. I give you that. The electric are quiet. I think it must be built from cold climates. Yeah. The people from the cold climates like the carpeting because they think that Florida is going to be cold, or they don't realize how hot Florida is going to be until they, like me, when I got to Florida. But I didn't want carpeting in Wisconsin either. So people in Wisconsin or in the north, they don't understand how cold or how hot it's going to be in Florida and how humid it is. And even if your air conditioning is off for an hour or two, that just all that heat and humidity just creeps into your home. And people just don't realize, and they say, "Well, I want carpeting." But most of the homes have carpeting, so they don't have the time or money to tear it out and put in laminate floors. I was lucky enough to buy a pre-owned home that the previous owner tore all the carpeting out and had composite type floors put in. So I was happy about that. It was really hard to find a patio villa that had that. Most of them had some type of carpeting in it. And a lot of them had carpeting in the living room and the hallway. And it's like, oh my God. But there's a fair amount of older patio villas that had the vinyl floors in the living area. Anyone can live in order to go to the schools, you need to be affiliated. Oh, is that what it is? Anyone can live. I thought Middleton was reserved for. Anyone can live there. I believe that. I think you're right. I saw an email of a young couple who brought milk because their parents were villagers. Really? Okay. 470 is not even a straight road. Is there a Central Parkway? Curvy? Okay. I assume the Sips are both Longhorns? Yes, they are. They are from LaGrange, Texas. I eat in Middleton restaurants about 3 times a week. It's really, yeah. And that's why I kind of like Eastport, because you're going to also have Middleton in the restaurants there. I like our Ecobee. What is this? I can see it's 73 inside with 70% humidity. Okay, the Ecobee thermostats are what comes standard with the new homes in the villages, right? Yeah. It's 73 inside with 70% humidity. Really? You have that much humidity in your home? Interesting. Yeah, you need to lower that humidity. Texas. Is this what you do in Texas? Something like this? Or is that offensive? Is that what you do in Texas, or is this offending people? Isn't it like hook 'em horns? Uh, okay, only there will be. That's why I'm afraid to do this. When I first saw people in Texas do this, I thought they were flipping me off. Not everybody in the world understands this, Shannon. Only there will be a need to stick together since I am an Aggie. Not many Texas people down here. Aggie in College Station, Texas. I heard that's actually a better school than the University of Texas, right, Shannon? What's a better school? Hi, Halo Survivor. Hello, hello. Welcome to the live. Sam, I'll unite with an Aggie in the foreign land of Florida. Oh my God. For sure, Sam. You can even visit here and stay for free with me in the South by Eastport. It depends. Is your lanai facing east, Sam? That's the question. That is the requirement. All right. Tim, I will try to email my lunch picture from Prime. Yeah, tomorrow. Okay. Sam shares pictures. I appreciate that. You did send me pictures of Lakeview too. I'll take a look at them. I appreciate that. How can we get in contact with each other? How can we get in contact with each other? I should start a Facebook page for the channel, and then everybody can just kind of go to that Facebook page. Maybe that's what I'll do if I know how to do that. I'll start a Facebook page called Streams. Oh, what is this one? Streams of Dreams 2370. I should change it to Streams of the Village's Dreams. Of course, spent my life in Texas. I have an Ecobee in my current house. I like it too. Cruising the Olds is visiting December. Oh, bring your jacket. It'll be cold. Bring a hooded sweatshirt. We'll need to a party to go to after the scores close at 9 p.m. on New Year. Will the Prophet be partying? So the Cruising with the Olds wants to know if Prophet's going to invite them over for a party. But it took away my number on my keyboard. You made the right hand. for hook 'em horns. Hook 'em horns. Some people think it's offensive. Be careful who you do that to. Oh, your Sam's Lanai faces east, so there you go, Shannon. It's Lakeview Pool is built, no water yet. The mailboxes and oh, really? Are partially built. Awesome. Yeah, I heard A&M is better school. They crank out as many COs as Ivy League. Yeah, I know. A&M is supposed to be a great school. Lakeview looks like you said, Tim. Lots of design and some premier lots there. Several walls to look around. The courtyards. There it is. The Texas flag, the Lone Star. Sam and Shannon, the Lone Stars. All right. We've been on the live an hour and 20 minutes. Is everybody sick of looking at me and listening to me? Say yes. Thumbs up to that. It's been a good live. This is what we like. Interactive live. I'm not sure if we answered any questions, but good things coming to Eastport. Those executive golf courses opening up will be awesome. Eastport is opening up, and when I looked at the videos, it reminds me of Lake Sumter Landing. Loved it. Loved it, loved it. Give it a couple years time so the restaurant's open, golf courses open, grocery stores can come in, and I think it's going to be an awesome place. It's going to be great. You did yourself well by buying into the Eastport area. And I think I'm going to end the live on that note. Thanks for liking. We email you, Tim Kenny, you forward the info. If we email me for what, the Facebook page or what? There it is. Good night, all. Yeah. Yeah, email me. I have my email is in the description of my YouTube channel. That's my email. I have an email listed in my YouTube channel description. What? Good night, Suzette. Good night, Craig. Good night, Shannon. Good night, John Boy. Yes, go ahead. Yes, yeah. All right, see you next week, roughly the same time. Since the time has changed in Florida, we are now 13 hours different. So I will be going live probably around 8 o'clock my time, which is 7 o'clock your time. So future live streams will be around 7 p.m., give or take a half hour, Sunday evenings in Florida. Because America recognizes daylight saving time and the Philippines does not. I won't show our numbers for some reason. Really? I'll put some dots and dashes in it. Just put some dots and dashes in it. Do something like this, 555.555 dot, and then put dot 555. And then go something like that, and then go like. So just do something like that for your phone number. Then you can, if that's what you're going to do. Good night, Craig. I appreciate it. I just put commas and dots in there, and then it should take it, I think. Yeah, thank you, Shannon. Awesome. Very good. Everybody's a good sport. Okay, you can email me too if you want. Take care. Peace out. We'll see you next week, roughly 7 p.m. Florida time on Sunday evening. Bye-bye.